Good day, everyone. I am Melchor Dallas Labasbas, and I will be your reporter for this topic factors to be considered in crop production. So, I would like to ask if you are familiar to plants, if you are familiar to greens, to nature, to farming. And I'm expecting that yes, you are, because we belong to a country where most of our families businesses, of our family's habits belongs to farming and to fishing. So I hope that, and I am expecting that you are familiar to farming and to the topic that we're going to discuss today. So if yes, you are familiar to farming, so just imagine we're doing a plan for farming, just specifically to plant in our space or to plant in our garden. What do we consider when we go for planting? Some might be the sunlight, the source of water, the quality of plant, the space, and etc. And yes, those are the correct factors that we consider when we go for planting. But we're going to discuss and we're talking about crop production today. So what's the difference of farming in your own space and farming in crop production? The difference is the volume, the production, and sometimes the goal. So when we go planting to our own space, to our garden, our goal might be just to survive the day, just to survive a month or the next year or the few years to come. But when we go for crop production, we're aiming for a goal of having good market, earning money from our investment, which is the farming. So that's the difference. And the factors that we consider for crop productions are first, the space or the area. So why do we consider the space or the area for our crop production? Because our volume, our goal is huge. So we need a huge or a wide space for our plants, because some plants need a specific area, specific wide or measurement of an area. So because some plants are huge, some plants are small, some plants grow on the ground, and some become trees. So that's very important, the space. The next one is the seeds quality. Seed must be grown, harvested, and processed correctly for best yield and quality results. Sowing good quality seeds leads to lower seed rate, better emergence of less than 70%, more uniformity, less replanting, and vigorous early growth, which helps to increase resistance to insects and diseases and decrease weeds. So seed quality is very important. That is why our farmers look for the very good quality of the plants or the seed they are going to use. For example, coffee farmers look for the best quality of coffee beans, because they're aiming for a goal of having a good quality of seeds, a good quality of product, good market, and earn good from their investment. So that's very important of considering the seed quality. Plus, if you have good quality of seeds, you have less replanting, because you're contented to the plant or to the uh, product, to the produced of our plant from the seed we used. So another one, you are not you're less worried to insects, to diseases, because you have good quality of seed. And the other factor to be considered is the soil fertility. Why we are going to look for a good quality of soil? Why we are going to consider the quality of soil? Because that's the area where we are going to plant our seed, where we are going to plant our plant, and that's a factor that might affect the good quality or worst from our plants. So it might affect the first goal why we do farming or crop production. So it's very important to be considered the soil fertility or the quality of soil. Another one is availability of water. Why do we consider the source of water when we go for planting or specifically for huge production or crop production? Why? Because water is the most or one of the basic needs of the plants. So, but though the specific plants have specific needs of amount of water, just for example, if you're farming for a cactus, so you have less worries to water. But if you're farming for a rice field or rice production, so you need more water source. So that's very important of considering the availability of water in the area where we are going to plant or to do our crop production. So because it might affect your goal, it might affect the whole production of your farming. So the other one is climate. Why do we consider climate when we go crop production? Because specific plants need a specific climate or specific temperature. For example, strawberries needs more colder or lesser temperature than pineapples, mangoes, and bananas. So they are more productive. Those mentioned fruits are more productive in areas of in hotter areas or in tropical areas like Philippines. So that's why we must be familiarized to the needs of plants when it comes to temperature or to climate, because it might affect the reproduction of your plants and the quality of your products. Okay, so the next one is the presence of diseases or pests. So if there's diseases, it might affect your products, it might affect your plant, it might affect the fruits. So it might reduce the quality of your product, the quality of fruits, the quality of plant. It might affect your market, because when you are going to plant those infected plants, so the market might not like those plants because there are much better plants. So it might cause you a problem if you disregard the factors, the diseases, and the presence of the pest in your planting. So that's very important. Additionally, today, some of the farmers consider the factor of technology, the presence of technology in farming. Why? Because of the climate change, because of the space, the presence of technology is very important. I have seen in YouTube or something like that. I wasn't able to familiarize the name of the site, but they use the technology for production or huge production of strawberries and some other plants. They use only water and technology to produce more products. So that's why technology today for farming is very important to be considered. So that's all of the factors to be considered in crop production from the discussion I have today. So that's all, everyone. Thank you for listening.